Hi, everybody. The discussion questions this week, what can you discover about, the first one was, what can you discover about each of these learning methods? I think I got a very concrete definition for each of them. That's my discovery of them. From the Prezi video, the explicit instruction is providing students with the goals and then teaching to those goals. The unassisted discovery instruction is giving students goals and then asking them to learn independently without any support. And then the enhanced discovery instruction is giving the students a learning goal and then asking them to work independently, but providing them with scaffolding and feedback and working examples and having them give self explanations of what they're thinking and what they're doing. So for me, that was the discover. I discovered, an official definition, a very clear cut of what they mean. How can you carry them out in your classroom? Explicit, I think, is easy to carry out in your classroom. That's kind of what we do a lot in first grade. We do a lot of explicit instruction. Here's our goal. And then we do it together and we teach to those goals. So in first grade, we learn to add within 20. So that's our goal, is to learn to add within 20. And we start small with ones plus ones, and we gradually work up from there. So we are meeting our goal by doing that together. We're teaching how to do 1 plus 1, then 1 plus 2, 1 plus 3, and so on. The second one, the discovery instruction, the unassisted discovery instruction is not something that I do in first grade. I don't give students a goal and say, okay, go to it. The only way that I could think of maybe to implement that that I can think of for first grade would be maybe if I gave them shapes that they are familiar with: circles, squares, triangles, rectangles, and just give them openly say, create, make me an animal. And that way they already have some background information. They know what an animal is, and then they can use the shapes to create it completely independently, and they can tell me later, okay, yes, I made the legs rectangles, or I made the head a circle, I made the ears a triangle, whatever it may be. That would be the only way that I can really think of that I could do in first grade with my students. The second one, the last one rather, enhanced discovery instruction, giving them a goal and then having them work independently, but giving them the support. I can see us doing that all the time in our classroom. That's kind of the I do, we do, now you do. And we do that quite a bit in first grade. I show them, we do some practice examples, and then they can go to work. It's like in the article where they were talking about the estimations of 3-digit numbers, adding them together. They did the working examples together, and then the student came up, and as the student worked the problem on the board, they explained their thinking. What were they thinking as they were doing it? So they were talking out loud as they figured out the problem. That's something that we could do in first grade. They could be successful at that. The last question was, what characteristics of enhanced discovery methods would be likely to make them more successful than unassisted strategies with your learners? I think that they would be the enhanced discovery methods that would be that make it more successful is the fact that you are scaffolding. You're giving them a place to build. You're putting in a background knowledge, a foundation, and then you're helping them build. I think that, and that the Prezi video went through this too. It talks about tasks that learners explain their own ideas. So if they're explaining and they're getting feedback, immediate feedback from you as they're explaining, so that you can correct a mistake as they're going. They're explaining to you and you say, oh, wait, you missed a step. Is there a step that we need to do before we do that? That helps them be successful. And then it also in the Prezi talks about for enhanced learning to be successful, tasks provide worked examples of how to succeed in a task. And I think that obviously is what's going to help make the enhanced discovery method more successful than just turning them loose, especially for my first grade learners. Thanks. Have a great week.